meeting. Welcome back, Toastmasters and guests. We are now at the evaluation session of our meeting, where we will find out how well we did and where we can improve. Awesome. I see Diana has posted timers report in the chat. Thank you, Diana. Excellent job. Let's give Diana a round of applause for a job well done. And now, Angela's evaluation. Angela's presentation was staircase and the steps. This was a very educational presentation from my perspective. I never stopped to think about what was the origin of mentor. I always took it that mentor meant mentor. I did not know it was because some guy a long time ago left his son with a man named Mentor who mentored him. Excellent job. You taught me something today, Angela. Excellent. Whenever you can impart new information to your audience, you did an amazing job. Angela, I love that you incorporated yourself into your presentation. Your presentations are always more relatable. If there is some aspect of yourself in your presentation, your audience will be able to relate to your information better that way. And I commend you for your use of humor. You weren't afraid to make fun of yourself in your presentation. Excellent job again. That draws your audience in. It makes your audience more comfortable as you present. And it also helps to make you more comfortable. If you're laughing and your audience is laughing, everyone is having a good time, it takes away the nervousness. Excellent job with the use of presentation. And I commend you again for your body gestures. You were animated in your presentation. It looked as though you were having fun. Excellent job, Angela. You excelled in those areas. You may want to work on your arms. I did detect a few arms in your presentation. That comes from our accounting. We practiced that in our table topic session, how to remove those crutches from our presentation. That is what you may want to work on, removing those crutches from your presentation. I suggest just practicing the information a few times before presenting to remove those crutches. And I challenge you to keep the pace of your presentation amicable. At times, it sounds as though you were rushing through the presentation, but it was enjoyable. That's not a big issue, but just moderate your rate as you present from time to time. Yes, there are times when you will need to increase your rate to get your point across, or you may need to slow down to get your point across. Just monitor your rate in your presentation. That is my challenge for you. Clarity, spoken language is clear and easily understood. I gave you a 5. Vocal variety, use of tone, speed, and volume. I gave you a 4. Eye contact, effective use eye contact to engage the audience. I gave you a 5. Gestures, physical gestures effectively. Again, I gave you a 5. Audience awareness, demonstrate awareness of audience engagement and need. I gave you a 5. Comfort level, appear comfortable with audience. Again, I gave you a 5. In your presentation, you use humor, you are animated, excellent job, you are comfortable. Engage audience with interesting, well-constructed content. Again, I gave you a 5. I was able to follow your presentation from the origin of the word mentor all the way to the end. Excellent job with your presentation as it relates to interest. Topic, share personal experiences. You did that in your presentation. Excellent job. I gave you a 5 again, Angela. This was a showcase of excellent job, Angela. And I will email you your evaluation.
Thank you.
And now for my evaluation, Toastmaster Patricia.
Thank you, Edward. Your speech title, not done yet. So I'm going to evaluate you based on your delivery. Second is the content. And third, what do I take away from your speech? First of all, delivery, you have eye contact, you have gesture were natural, you connect with your audience, you were comfortable, I thought. You were steady and confident. And you went from one speech to another without any hiccup. Like when you come on as president and then you go on. So that shows that you're really very comfortable doing speech after speeches. But this speech is particularly, you were very, very confident. Now the content, you were speaking about, first of all, I have to let the audience know that this speech were used in your earlier meeting and somebody have already evaluated you. They have given you some feedback and you're going to work on that feedback. So I have not met you earlier to discuss on what the feedback was so that I can work on them again, whether you have improved on those feedback. So I have to base it on just what I see today. Now, basing on the contents, your delivery was impeccable. There's no doubt about it. And you use simple everyday use language that was so easy on my ear. And the structure of the speech, it will be good and you will make it easy for your audience to understand your points if you were to split it up into 3 sections. First, the introduction. The introduction is you have to aim to tell your audience what you want to tell them. You may want to grab their attention in the first opening with maybe quotation, or maybe with a story, or maybe with something that you have came across with. So you have to catch their attention, because when you say, I started out as an accountant, it's a bit too ordinary. So it's like I'm speaking to you over coffee, but thinking this is a public speaking, you want to catch. If you're speaking to 20, 30 person, you want to catch. What's accountant meant to you? Do you think you will fall in love with an accountant? Something that catch, and then you work from there. I'm just giving you an example right on the start. Then when you come to the body, you expand by telling anecdotes, stories, like you're saying that, hey, IT has the biggest budget and they're just playing games. So this is one, and then you may want to then expand on what you have already started telling us. And in the conclusion, you may want to wrap up the whole thing. And then again, it's good to always catch the attention when you want to go off, because the conclusion, the last sentence was a bit abrupt. It's like, yeah. So I would say that the challenge for you is to organize your speech so that, because right now, what is your takeaway for me after I listen to you? To me, it's like a day in the office, or my career journey. I do not know what you want to tell me, except that you move from being from one department and then you go on to the other department, and then that kind of a coffee talk, I would say, right, to understand what you do in your office. So your challenge is to organize what you want to tell me, and then tell me these are the things that happen, and that is what I want, and then conclusion. So your delivery was impeccable. Your contents, they were good, but you have to organize them so that I can understand what is my takeaway point. And to conclude, I must say that you are very confident, you are very authoritative in your own rights, and I thank you for your speech today. It has been wonderful evaluating you. Thank you.
Thank you too, Patricia. I got some great pointers on how to improve, and I hope we all did as well. We can take something away from the evaluation session this evening. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today's theme was turning failure into success. In his table topic, Shehan gave us great definitions of what fail is. First attempt in learning, and no, next opportunity. Am I correct? Yes. Those, and that is how we turn failure into success. No matter where we are or how bad we feel, it is always an opportunity to learn. It is always an opportunity to try again. In my manual presentation, I shared several times where I was rejected, where I was turned away, but I cite as another opportunity to try again. I cite as another opportunity to improve myself. And we have all been there, whether it was going for our driver's license. Some of us may have passed that test on our first attempt. Some of us may have had to try it multiple times, but ultimately we all got our driver's license because we were willing to learn from our mistakes. We must all be willing to fail. That is the greatest thing you can do for yourself. Be willing to fail. How often have someone not attempt something because they were afraid of being rejected? They were afraid of being turned away or having others laugh at them. So they shied away. Doesn't that hurt more than failing? Not knowing if you could have succeeded? So don't be afraid to fail. Every failure is an opportunity to succeed. If you fail, you learn one way not to do it. How many times did the guy fail before he created the light bulb? 999 times. But now we have light. Right? So don't be afraid to fail, Toastmasters. Whatever the failure is, you can turn it into success. Go for it, fail so you can succeed. Thank you for joining us this evening.